Today you'll get a chance to try our fish, starting with black cod here. And in a few moments shortly, it'll be handed out. And later today at lunch, you'll be able to try our rockfish as well. This sounds like a lot, but the story of Shinkei really starts with my story. I like to say that I was born in a seafaring family. I grew up in the Middle East, in many fishing ports across many different countries. I grew up fishing with my dad, and I actually have matching sailor tattoos with my granddad. You'll see over here the little anchor poking to the side. I moved to the US when I was 18 by myself, went to college, went to grad school, and one of my early mornings there was this essay in the newspaper called If Fish Could Scream, written by vegan activist Peter Singer. The essay was really talking about the experience of how most fish are handled today, and it's a really big problem. Now, when you walk into most mass market retailers, most of the fish that you buy are brought onto the deck of a boat and left to suffocate. It's unfortunate because during that time they're releasing stress hormones, lactic acid, all of these things that rapidly deteriorate the meat quality and the shelf life of the product. Over here you'll see on my right side a example fillet of one of the fish you'd find at said mass market retailer. You'll see blood diffusion in the meat, gaping, and most prominently, a very fishy smell. So, in contrast to that, in Japan, there's been a many centuries-old technique called Ike Jime. And in doing Ike Jime, which we'll talk about what that is in a second, we have significantly improved fundamentals on the product. Significantly longer shelf life, flavor, and of course, the fish are handled humanely. Ike Jime is a process of rather than letting the fish flop around, you spike the fish in the brain right away and euthanize it, and you cut the gills to remove the blood. By doing so, you stop the production of stress hormones, you stop the production of lactic acid, the meat becomes less acidic, and in turn, the meat lasts up to 3 times as long, tastes Michelin star quality, and of course, is handled humanely. So my idea was to automate Ike Jime to produce said quality at scales that are previously unimaginable. So this was, over here, my very first prototype in the dorm room way back when I was still studying. Since then, we brought on an amazing team from everywhere from SpaceX and Anduril to Erewhon, Oishi, and Oraking, industry giants across the entire board. This is my better half, my co-founder, Reed. He was leading teams at SpaceX for about 5 years and led the avionics electronics team, Starship Avionics. And so the funny thing that he likes to say is that designing and weatherproofing rockets is not too dissimilar from doing the exact same thing in the maritime environment on fishing boats. So this is one of the machines. This is actually our Block 2 machine on a boat that I used to work on over here. For the fishermen, they don't get to see much. It's really a black box with a hole in the front, and we actually give them the machines for free. So that's a great segue into talking about how the technology works, and so we're actually going to give a Fortune exclusive right now and move over to a video, which is the first time that the machine has been shown off in public. So this over here is an older version of the robot in our Block 1 design. This is one of our partners in California. They catch black cod. They do about 20,000 pounds a week, so very stereotypical middle-sized family-owned and operated business. Over here, the fish are put in one by one heads first. Again, hands-free for the fishermen, and they come out with an incision in the gills and a spike in the brain. We can do each fish in about 6 seconds. We're able to get surgical accuracy to be able to hit a 3-millimeter point in a maritime environment at those speeds. So the way that the model works today is rather than us selling the technology, we actually give the technology to fishermen for free. We take the risk, and we actually pay them a premium to use the technology. The fishermen basically take no risk at all, and we sell the fish under our brand name Seremoni. And we call all our fish Seremoni grade. So Seremoni grade is a new philosophy and standard for the very best fish. Very similar to an analog for grass-fed beef or pasture-raised chicken, we want Seremoni grade to be the new standard for the fish you're buying at your grocery store. That means Michelin quality fish for everybody. You can take home Michelin grade fish home from the grocer. We've been able to enable a new scale for a technique that was previously only accessible at Michelin 3-star restaurants, flown in from Tokyo, auction house, or whatever have you, using robotics and software and mechanism design. We've been able to take this artisanal technique, Ike Jime, implement it with our amazing technical team to be able to produce something that is hands-free, risk-free for fishermen and is in turn democratizing access to said artisanal food. So to Seremoni grade, it means many different things to different people. To fishermen, it means handling fish with sustainable gear, humanely harvesting their fish the second it comes out the water, all the way to the fish being landed. Through our supply chain, we have best-in-class traceability across location, shelf life, harvest time, all the way through to temperature monitoring in the boxes. So we're active across many different regions today. Unfortunately, the map a little hard to see here, but we're in 5 regions across the US, from Alaska to Pacific Northwest to California, Texas, and New England. Across all of them, we've more than doubled multiple fishermen's take-home margins and been able to take these traditionally not sought-after products like black cod or rockfish or black sea bass and be able to create a new class of SKU. More than just taking our word for it, we actually have real data behind what we're doing. This over here is a graph of rigor mortis, which is a good proxy for the speed of decomposition. And you'll see that a traditional standard harvest fish would enter rigor mortis within about 7 hours of being pulled out the water. And with our process, the fish are entering rigor mortis in more than 8 times later at 58 hours. So very significant time difference, and that is just in terms of the start of decomposition. When you actually make it down to the retail level or the chef level, we're able to get anywhere from twice to thrice the shelf life in practice for the fish, which, considering how much waste there is in the industry, can really make a difference for all the stakeholders involved. So multiple chefs have been able to touch the product at this point. We've had everywhere from best-in-class restaurants like Blue Hill all the way to high-end Japanese omakases that were previously flying in their fish use it. We have about 40 Michelin stars across the entire distribution network of Seremoni-grade seafood. And over the next few months, we'll be moving into more traditional mass-market retail, all the household names that you would expect. I hope you'll join me in this movement and treating each fish as it should be, and treating each fish as a gift. Thank you very much, and please enjoy the fish. Thank you.